Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Friday, December 3rd, 2021. My name is Steve. We're going to have 5 picks here for you today that I think are great value bets for this Friday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here by the end of the week, guys. We're on the road to 1,000. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page. I'll have a link in the comment section and in the description to that where you can check that out. Great place to connect with our community. Also, be sure to put your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you'd like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include it in the video if it hits. Okay, results from the previous episode. So for our comment cappers, we had Gotta Get the Bag, calling the under 216 points in the Spurs-Blazers game at minus 110 odds. Cashed that easily. The Blazers really had an off night, to be honest with you. They were very off there up in Portland, obviously with no load. So great call there from Gotta Get the Bag on that. As far as our stream results, we went 2-1. Actually, not a bad day when you consider what I'm about to tell you. I'll tell you our wins first. So we cashed on the Randall over 35.5 PRAs. That was a pretty easy cash up for Randall, yeah, in the high 40s there. And we also cashed DeAndre Ayton over 11.5 rebounds there versus the Pistons. He finished with 12. Really should have gotten it easier. I mean, he had 9 at halftime, and he only had 3 in the second half, but we'll take it. A win's a win. Okay, this one, the loss. This has got to be the craziest thing ever of a bet I've been on. So we called the Thunder +9 spread versus the Grizzlies. Well, the Thunder lost by 73. I don't even know what to say to that, guys. It was the worst call I've ever made in my life. Unbelievably bad. Now, when I made the bet, I put that in thinking that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was playing. I don't think it would have mattered. They still would have gotten killed. I don't know what's going on up in there in Memphis. What happened there? That should never happen to any team ever. You know, it was the craziest thing ever. But what can you do? We're going to get after it today, guys. We're going to get over that. We're going to get past that. We made history. So on a day we went 2-1 and our loss made history, I can still live with that. I can laugh about it, say, hey, we had a winning day, but that was crazy. We're going to get after it today, though. We're going to get this 5-0, guys. So getting right into our picks at number 1. We are going with the Cleveland Cavaliers +4.5 spread here versus the Washington Wizards at minus 112 odds. So the Cavaliers 5-0 in the last 5 games against the spread. That's obviously very good. They're 15-5-1 overall against the spread on the season. That's second in the NBA to the Warriors. They're 8-2-1 on the road against the spread. So they have been honestly one of the league's great surprises. They're 6-0-1 in their last 7 on the road against the spread. So, you know, still to me, not getting the respect. You know, this one immediately again jumped out to me. No major injury concerns here for the Cavaliers. You know, not any new ones anyway that they've had to dealt with. They've been, honestly, really impressive too. You know, look at some of the wins they've had here in the last 3 games. They've won by 13, 18, and 26. So, you know, very impressive there. And, you know, 2 of those 3, they were underdogs. So it's like, I guess, you know, Vegas still catching on. So until they do, I'm going to keep taking the Cavaliers spread. It's been a great trend. And there's no reason to hop off here when you're getting plus points. Now, the Wizards, the team they're playing against, they're also very good against the spread, particularly at home, which is where this game's going to be. Wizards are 8-2 against the spread at home, 12-10 overall against the spread. But like I said, I still think this is going to be a close game. I honestly have the Cavs winning this game again. They've just been so good on the defensive end. Cavaliers 4th in defensive efficiency, 12th actually in offensive efficiency in the last 3 games. So, you know, the 20th in offensive efficiency on the season, but 12th in the last 3. So, you know, they're starting to really pick things up all together as a team. Particularly the defensive side's been rock solid all year. They're obviously led by Jared Allen. Now we got Kevin Love back as well. That adds in some great offense in there for him. The Wizards, middle of the pack really in both here. 14th in defensive efficiency, 19th in offensive efficiency. So, like I said, there's no reason the Cavs shouldn't have a good chance to win this game. I'll definitely take the plus points, especially 4.5. I think this game will be, you know, within a possession. I don't see the Wizards running away with this game. Honestly, I just don't. So, love it there for our number one pick. Cleveland Cavaliers plus 4.5 spread here versus the Wizards at minus 112 odds. Okay, and at number two, we are going with Franz Wagner over 18.5 points and rebounds here for the Orlando Magic at minus 125 odds. So Wagner's really picked it up here lately. 7-3 to this line in his last 10. 4-1 in his last 5. So I love that trend. Great matchup here as well for him. Rockets allow the 5th most points and the 3rd most rebounds to small forwards. So obviously I love seeing that. Wagner is also 7-3 in his last 10 on the road to this line, which is where this game's going to be there in Houston. So I love seeing that. His best performances have come on the road all year. His 4 highest scoring games have all been on the road this season, so I love seeing that. He's averaging 2.4 more points and 0.4 more rebounds on the road than versus at home. So love seeing all those factors, guys. I mean, maybe it's a little too good to be true. To me, this is just really juicy. And I'm willing to lay a little bit extra juice here at minus 125 to cash this one. I think it's going to be, honestly, a pretty easy cash. I got him in the mid-20s for this game. So, love it there for number 2 pick. Franz Wagner over 18.5 points and rebounds here for the Magic at minus 125 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with James Harden under 23.5 points here for the Brooklyn Nets at minus 122 odds. So yes, I know. James Harden coming off a 30-plus point game against the Knicks last game at home. He looked great. Looked like vintage James Harden. But you know what? That's when I started licking my chops because, he's had a few of those games this year and he's followed it up with games under 20. It's not that he's playing bad. It's just, when the spotlight's not on, he doesn't need to go for 30-plus. Big game, New York, Brooklyn versus the Knicks. He's going to want to put on a show because, it's New York. You know what I mean? But coming into this game against Minnesota, he's not going to have any reason to really do that. And he's been very efficient to the under. Harden is 14-7 to this line on the season, 6-5 at home. So, you're not getting a great edge there at home. But I love the matchup. Matchup here. Timberwolves second best in points allowed to point guards at 19 per game. So I love seeing that. And, I know Patrick Beverley's out, but it's going to be, looks like it's going to be D'Angelo Russell guarding him. He's got a defensive rating of 97.8. And he's also 5th in defensive win share. So that's obviously very good. He is a much better defensive player than I thought he was. D'Angelo Russell is actually very, very good on the defensive side. Patrick Beverley, the guy that's out, actually doesn't rank all that high as far as defensive rating. So I'd actually rather have D'Angelo Russell here on James Harden. And if it happens to be Anthony Edwards, the other guard, he's 24th in defensive win shares. And he's also got a defensive rating of 103.8, which is also very solid. So they guard the perimeter actually very well, whether you're looking at Anthony Edwards or D'Angelo Russell. So I expect Harden, overall to have a rough game here. As long as Kevin Durant's playing, I love this bet. Kevin Durant's going to be the featured piece here. And, look for Harden definitely to go under. I've taken his under at 21.5 and 22.5. So I'm definitely going to ride it here, 23.5. Like I said, it's a great matchup, to the under. Timberwolves overall as a team are a great defensive team. They rank 7th in defensive efficiency. So I love seeing that, honestly. And I think Harden's he's not going to have a reason to get into the 30s this game. So love it there for number 3 pick. James Harden under 23.5 points here for the Brooklyn Nets at minus 122 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we are going back to Devontae Graham over 3.5 assists here at minus 145 odds. So yes, we are laying a little bit of juice here, but we laid minus 140 the other day and it was an easy cash, just like we thought it would be. It's the same exact matchup. So why would I not take it again? Devontae Graham, 14-7 on the season to this line. And, like I said, he's going up against the Mavericks here, who allow the 5th most assists to point guards. So I love seeing that. He's had 2 of his best assist games versus the Mavericks already this season, getting 10 in the first matchup and 6 in that last game that we had him on there. In those first 2 matchups versus the Mavericks. So I love that, guys. Mavs have allowed point guards to cash this line in 10 out of 11 games versus starting point guards in the last 11. So I love seeing all those trends. You know, to me, there's no reason not to take this. If you don't want to take it in a straight bet and you don't feel like laying a little bit of juice, you know, this is a good pick for a parlay that you could throw in there. Honestly, you know, this one should cash rather easily. The only thing I worry about with stuff like this is, you know, does the game get out of hand? You know, we almost ran into that issue last game, but I don't look for lightning to strike twice in that sense. I don't think the Mavericks embarrass them like they did in New Orleans there again. I think the Pelicans will put up a little bit better of a fight here. At least that's the hope. So yeah, guys, anyway, I love it there for number 4 pick. Devontae Graham over 3.5 assists here for the Pelicans at minus 145 odds. Okay, and finally at number 5, we are rolling with the under 214 points in the 76ers Hawks game at minus 112 odds. So when these two teams get together, they cash a lot of unders. The under is cashed in the last 5 between these two. So 5-0 to the under in the last 5 between these two teams. They play pretty solid defense overall. That's what they were known for last year. This year so far, they've had their struggles, both of them. But a lot of that honestly had to do with injuries there for Philly, obviously being without Joel Embiid for so long. In the last 3 games, you know, since Embiid's been back, they are actually 3rd in defensive efficiency in the last 3 games. So go figure. And Atlanta is 13th in the last 3 games of defensive efficiency. So Atlanta's another team that is starting to play better on both sides of the ball. Offensively and defensively, they've played much better this last week or two. So, you know, under is just a huge trend between these two. You know, overall, the Hawks are 6-4 to the under at home. Philadelphia is 8-4 to the under on the road. So a lot of under cashes so far here early in the season. The under is 4-1 in the last 5 Philadelphia games overall, and 7 of 8 in the last 8 road games. So they don't score a ton of points. If you watch that game, last game versus the Celtics that they played, where they finished with, I believe it was either 88 or 87 points, finished in the 80s. And the Celtics finished with like 87 or 88. It was 88 to 87. I can't remember even who won now. But that's, how many points is that? That's 175. Yeah, so, you know, I obviously love seeing stuff like that. You know, Philadelphia playing pretty solid defense right now and also not really scoring the basketball very efficiently. So, love it there, guys, for our number 5 pick. Under 214 points here in the 76ers Hawks game at minus 112 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. Hopefully we don't break any records today in a negative way like we did yesterday there with the 73-point loss. Never been a part of a game like that. That was absolutely nuts. But what can you do? You know, you live and learn from these things. And like I said, you know, we did have the injury, you know, concerns that changed the bet, but it's like I said, I don't think it would have mattered. I mean, Gilgeous-Alexander can make a difference to a point, but he can't stop a team from scoring 150 points. Absolutely ridiculous. But I appreciate all of you. I really do here at the channel. We've had a good little run here in the NBA lately. We're 16-10 in our last 26 picks here on the NBA, and we're looking to keep it going. Let's get this 5-0 today, guys. I wish you all the best of luck in your bets. Have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.